Coming up on NewsWatch Ole Miss, it's Homecoming Week Day 4. Hear about what's been going on around campus today.
Plus, a manhunt is underway after a mass shooting in Maine. We'll have more details coming up.
Welcome back to NewsWatch Ole Miss. I'm Amanda Pereira.
And I'm Olivia Wright. Well, today is Homecoming Week Day 4, and here on campus, students were able to get free t-shirts.
That's right. The University Student Activities Association, also known as SAA, hosted a t-shirt giveaway on the Union Plaza this afternoon from 2 to 4.
Students were lined up from beginning to end, the new addition to their collection.
But don't worry if you missed the event this afternoon. SAA is hosting one more event for the day.
Tonight will be Union Unplugged Under the Lights, featuring the university's National Panhellenic Council. The event will be from 6:22 to 9 p.m. on the Union Plaza. Speaking of homecoming, NewsWatch went around campus today to find out what was students' favorite thing about the eventful week.
Here's what they had to say.
My favorite part about homecoming is the atmosphere around campus, and especially on game day when it comes down to that time.
Looking forward to seeing some Rebels beat up on some Commodores.
It's just a really fun experience, and I just love the school spirit and like the pride that we have, and I'm just super excited for this weekend.
It has to be the floats in the parade for sure.
I really like the excitement around campus and like all the events they put up, like the shark that they had.
The bungee jumping.
Definitely watching the football game.
The mechanical shark.
I think it's being at the Grove, hanging out with friends.
My favorite part about Homecoming Week is the homecoming parade that goes through the square. It's so fun to see all of the fun homecoming floats and get to see all of the people who won Homecoming King and Queen and Mr. and Miss Ole Miss. It's just a really fun celebrating time.
My favorite part about Homecoming Week is the events that SAA hosts. Like even today, I'm going to laser tag later on. I don't know, it's just super fun.
I guess everyone is excited about the homecoming.
Yes.
What's your favorite thing about homecoming?
I would say I always look forward to the homecoming court parade. It's always a good time. You get to see the floats and everyone. It's always fun. What about you?
It's the same. And will I be seeing you this Saturday then?
Yes, of course. Halftime show, homecoming.
See you on Saturday then. Okay. Planet Fitness has a new gym located here in Oxford that just opened up. The fitness club opened its new location at 2535 Jackson Avenue. A ribbon cutting ceremony will be held at 4 p.m. on Thursday. Memberships start at $1 down and $10 per month. Planet Fitness prides itself on being a judgment-free zone and with state-of-the-art amenities. The Oxford Annual Resource Centre reached and maintained a no-kill status. This means the shelter saved more than 90% of the dogs and cats that entered the shelter in 2022. A 90% save rate is a nationally recognized benchmark to be considered no-kill. Last year, the center's save rate was 96%. Center Director Kelly Briscoe says that receiving no-skill status is a huge accomplishment since 2022 was the center's first full year of operation.
The Mississippi River in Vicksburg has reached its lowest level since 1988. A drought has caused the river to drop there by 10 feet since September 1st. Scott Simmons reports.
Crew members from a ship traveling the Mississippi River are having to be shuttled on shore using much smaller boats because of the low river conditions. Chief Engineer Jock Devin says it's getting harder to navigate.
It's really rough, a whole bunch of low spots, and it's kind of all hands-on thing because you gotta really watch out because you gotta be prepared for grounding at any time.
The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers has dredging vessels moving up and down the waterway. Not only is the shoreline becoming more visible by the shrinking river, but dangerous sandbars like this one are dramatically reducing river traffic.
We're seeing stages that we hadn't seen since 2012.
The Corps says it is a constant battle from Cairo, Illinois, south to New Orleans. Those barge vessels moving from troubled spot to troubled spot.
Anywhere we have a crossing going from a right bend to a left bend, that's where the water flow slows down a little bit, and we have problem areas there. So the challenge is when the dredge is working in a narrow channel, the river closes.
And that impact is being felt at the port in Vicksburg, where they are down to using one dock to on and offload cargo because the water is so low.
Millions of dollars of impact and also reduction of efficiencies, right? And so that has an effect that kind of goes down the line.
When you look around, most people see it's spooky season, but for others, it's time for Christmas. And one of the best ways to get into the Christmas spirit is by donating towards Toys for Tots. Toys for Tots, also known as TYT, is a national organization run by the U.S. Marine Corps, reserved for every holiday season. Oxford's own TYT is accepting applications for businesses to become drop-off locations. They donate toys to children up to 16 years old to neighboring communities, such as Lafayette, Panola, Pontotoc, Union, Calhoun, and Wallabusha. To apply, go to oxfordms.toysfortots.org. The deadline to apply is November 15th.
A salmonella outbreak has also caused the recall of diced onions. The outbreak has caused at least 73 illnesses in 22 states, including 15 hospitalizations. Gill's Onions issued the recall voluntarily, and the CDC has issued a food safety alert. The CDC recommends checking freezers and refrigerators for affected products so they can be thrown out or returned. A recall has been put out by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. Retriever brand dog food has issued a voluntary recall for potential salmonella contamination. The affected products were made on October 4th and 5th of this year and were distributed in Arkansas, Arizona, California, Louisiana, Mississippi, New Mexico, Nevada, Oklahoma, Texas, and Utah. There is a risk to pet owners, especially if they do not thoroughly wash their hands after touching the product. Dogs and humans with salmonella may have similar symptoms, including being lethargic and having a decreased appetite, fever, and vomiting.
An Alabama incident with edibles is serving as a warning to families across the nation. According to Chickasaw's acting police chief, 3 students were rushed to the hospital on Friday night. He says that the teenagers had eaten gummies laced with THC at a high school football game. He says that they are okay now, but this should be a warning to kids not to do drugs, as you never know what they could be laced with.
If you're in school and someone approaches you, just say no to anything that is handed to you. If you don't buy it, don't consume it, don't take it. Same with the parents. If they come home with something that they didn't buy, say a friend gave it to them, look at it, investigate it, look into it and see what it is and toss it away. And if it's something that you feel is suspicious, give us a call. We'll come to you, we'll take it, and we'll look into it.
Who says Halloween is just for humans? Furry friends can enjoy the spooky season, and on today they will get their very own party. P.S. No humans allowed. Paws Animal Hospital Report and Spa are hosting a Barktober Doggy Fall Festival. The Hollywood Feed and October Animal Resource Center will provide prizes, games, and snacks. The party will be from 4:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. in front of the Paws Dog Park, 226 County Road 162 in Oxford. All dogs are welcome to join in on the fun.
Coming up, we'll have details about the manhunt for the suspect involved in the Maine mass shooting.
And find out how you will be able to keep track of your luggage on your next flight. We'll have that and more coming up. News. Be right back.
Hey, Mississippi.
Hey, Mississippi.
Don't trash Mississippi.
Because picking up litter costs us time
and money.
MDOT spends $3.2 million a year picking up litter.
That's money that could be used to maintain roads and bridges,
patch potholes,
and focus on improving Mississippi's infrastructure.
Please help us help you.
We can't do it without you. Don't trash Mississippi.
Don't trash Mississippi.
We're here when you're ready.
Mom,
dog?
I wouldn't do that. Have you seen the pliers? Where'd you find those?
It's not your birthday.
Sorry. Bye, Grandpa. Bye, Grandpa.
Take care of yourself. What are you doing? What are you looking for?
Welcome back to NewsWatch Ole Miss. Right now, a manhunt is underway for the suspect involved in the mass shooting at 2 locations in Lewiston, Maine on Wednesday night. According to multiple law enforcement sources, at least 18 people were killed and over a dozen were injured. Gloria Pazmino has more from Lewiston.
Nerves are rattled right now. Keeping an eye on the woods.
People in communities near Lewiston, Maine, sheltering in place Thursday as authorities search for the gunman suspected of carrying out a deadly mass shooting Wednesday night.
There is now arrest warrants for murder for this particular individual, Mr. Card.
First, striking a bowling alley, then a restaurant.
We got multiple victims. I need multiple victims. I need every unit you can find.
Police say 40-year-old Robert Card is considered armed and dangerous. Law enforcement officials say Card recently reported mental health issues, including hearing voices, and made threats to shoot up a National Guard base.
We're going to not stop until we locate him.
Hundreds of state, local, and federal law enforcement officers called in to conduct the manhunt for the suspected killer.
We will work day and night alongside our law enforcement partners to get the answers to the questions this community deserves.
The community shaken and heartbroken amid the tragedy and terror.
This attack strikes at the very heart of who we are and the values we hold dear for this precious place we call home.
In Lewiston, Maine, I'm Gloria Pasmino.
President Joe Biden ordered the American flag to be lowered half-staff earlier today to honor the victims of the Maine mass shooting from Wednesday night. Biden says the flag symbolizes a mark of respect for the victims of the senseless acts of violence. The suspect involved in the 2 location shootings is currently on the run. Mortgage rates continued their upward trend last week amid stronger than expected economic activity. Freddie Mac data released Thursday shows the 30-year fixed-rate mortgage averaged 7.79% in the week ending October 26th. A year ago, it was just over 7%. The most recent numbers mark the 7th week in a row that mortgage rates have continued to climb toward 8%. That's the longest consecutive rise since spring of last year.
Every 40 seconds in the U.S., someone has a stroke. But health experts say many people can avoid having one by living a healthy lifestyle. Mandy Gaither to health professionals to give you 9 simple steps to help prevent a stroke.
It's a leading cause of death and serious long-term disability in the U.S.
Stroke is actually much more common than we think.
Every 3 minutes and 14 seconds, someone dies of stroke in the U.S. according to the CDC. But addressing 9 risk factors can help prevent most strokes. It starts with keeping blood pressure in check. A healthy lifestyle and limiting salt intake to less than 2 grams per day can help. Diabetes is another risk factor. Control it with glucose-lowering medications, says Dr. Sidoni Abrikshi, a neurologist at Cleveland Clinic.
What we like to target in diabetic patients is a hemoglobin A1C of around 7%.
Next, Abrikshi says to control high cholesterol by taking statins or other medications. Fourth, be aware of atrial fibrillation, a risk factor for stroke that causes an irregular heartbeat.
They have to be on a strong blood thinner known as anticoagulation.
Getting sleep apnea treated is also key. Those suffering from the condition stop breathing for short periods during the night.
The main ways to prevent sleep apnea are weight loss, but also using a CPAP machine if it's moderate to severe.
Cut out smoking and limit alcohol intake to 1 drink or less a day. Both are major risk factors for stroke, as is what you eat. Abrigshi recommends a diet rich in fruits and veggies, nuts, and lean protein. And finally, get your heart rate up at least 4 times a week for 20 to 30 minutes a day. For Health Minute, I'm Andy Gaither.
If you're one of those people that's always losing your luggage at the airport, or if your bags are always getting misplaced, then you'll want to hear this. Southwest customer airlines can now track their bags through the carrier. The airline says people can view the status of their checked bags on southwest.com and the mobile app. It confirms when tags are printed and then when bags are loaded and unloaded from the aircraft. Now let's check in with our weather anchor Belmonte Smith for a look at your current conditions.
Thanks, Olivia. Now outside is 82 degrees. I have your full weather forecast after the break. NewsWatch Ole Miss will be right back.
This is the moment I knew his future had no boundaries.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
Hey Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry, I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Bring it. Time out, guys. I'm late to dinner. My mom's gonna kill me. Catch you guys later.
Mom wants us home. Okay. Bye, guys.
You guys need a ride?
Sure. Yeah. All right. How about some one-on-one? I gotta go eat, man. Sorry. I'll see you later.
Welcome back to NewsWatch Ole Miss with Storm Watch. I'm Belmonte Smith. Well, we are looking at a current temperature of 82 degrees here in Oxford, mostly sunny skies, winds around 10 miles per hour. And if you take a look across North Mississippi here, you will see much of the same with temperatures consistent at in the low 80s. And as we go into tonight, temperatures will drop to the high 60s with a 20% chance of precipitation. And going into tomorrow, we are going to stay around the same, but we will have a 30% chance of precipitation. And in North Mississippi tomorrow, we will stay pretty consistent as we head into homecoming weekend. And as we take a look into our 5-day forecast, things are going to stay pretty consistent as we head into the weekend. And that's all for weather.
Well, thank you, Belmonte. And coming up, the soccer team hosts Kentucky tonight to close out their season, and the Bills and Buccaneers are set to face each other in tonight's Thursday night football matchup. I'll have that and more next up in sports.
Great having you.
Incredible women. I wish they had those kind of cool careers for women when we were growing up.
So in this flashback, we're all the same age?
Yeah.
What does everyone want to be when they grow up?
If I say 2 jobs, do I get extra credit?
No.
I want to make immersive video games. I want to revolutionize 3D printing. I want to analyze data from the cloud.
I want to be a meteor.
You mean meteorologist?
No.
That's great, Al. Follow your dreams.
For the record, I was a baby in the 70s.
Worried about your friend, but don't know how to reach out?
You could say, how are you, or get a fake tattoo. You could ask with an app if it works for you. You could chat with them in VR, it's all good. If you think you should check in, yeah, you should.
Whatever gets you talking. Reach out to a friend about their mental health. Whatever gets you talking. Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
Jason, let's go see your room.
We are Ole Miss Rebels. As Mississippi's flagship university, we dig deeper, see farther, work harder. We pioneered human organ transplants. We helped prove Einstein's theory of gravitational waves. We are distinguished as a Carnegie R1 top 2.5% research institution. We are Ole Miss, transforming lives and the world.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Haley Hood with Sports Watch. Kicking things off in sports, soccer hosts Kentucky tonight to close out their regular season. The Rebels are coming back off back-to-back losses to Alabama and Arkansas last week. Gil Johnson scored her 4th goal of the season on Sunday win against Arkansas. If the Rebels beat Kentucky tonight, they will also need LSU to take a loss or draws from Tennessee and Florida to make it to Pensacola for the SEC tournament. We will find out tonight at 7 p.m. Good luck, Rebs. Ole Miss men's and women's cross country will look to make some noise at the conference meet, with both Rebel squads set to run in the 2023 SEC Cross Country Championships at South Carolina's Charwood Golf Club on Friday morning. The competition will begin at 9:08 a.m. with the men's championship 8-mile race, followed by the women's championship 6-mile race at 9:50 a.m. Both teams are coming into the conference meeting ranked 4th, so this ought to be a great match. Be sure to tune into SEC Network Friday at 9 a.m. to cheer on our Rebs. And Ole Miss volleyball finally returned home for the first time in nearly 3 weeks to play the Florida Gators. Unfortunately, the Rebels dropped a tough match to the Gators, losing 3 straight sets. The Rebels went toe-to-toe with number 19 ranked team in the nation, but in the end, they could not slow the Gators down. Julia Dias led a balanced Ole Miss attack with 10 kills, and Sasha Ratliff did a stellar job at the net blocking. The volleyball squad will take on Missouri Sunday at 1:30, where they will hopefully bring home the win. And tonight is some more Thursday night football. The Buffalo Bills host Tampa Bay Buccaneers in a primetime matchup between 2 teams currently second in their respective divisions. The Buccaneers are coming in tonight's game hoping to snap a 2-game losing streak, while the Bills are fresh off a disastrous 29-25 loss to the New England Patriots. Bets are saying the Buffalo Bills are favored to win by 7.5 points, but we will find out tonight at 7:15. And that's all I've got for sports. Be sure to tune into Rebel Watch at 5:30 to find out all the latest sports news. Back to y'all at the desk.
Thank you, Haley. Coming up on NewsWatch, see which famous singer launched their own cognac drink.
And see what it means to be a true #1 fan. These stories and more after the break.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Singer Michael Bublé's newest release isn't a song at all. It's a drink.
That's right, Amanda. It's called Fraser & Thompson North American Whiskey. The 84 proof blended whiskey is bottled in Kentucky. The Grammy-winning artist says he created the whiskey brand with his friend, master distiller Paul Circa.
Bublé says the brand's name comes from the Fraser and Thompson rivers in British Columbia. He spent summers there when he was a child. When you think of a high school cheerleader, you probably imagine a bouncy teen.
But a soldier in Texas has won the internet for mimicking his daughter's cheer routine from the bleachers. Gene Miles reports.
Don't expect him to pop out of the huddle or strut by with a Temple High cheerleading squad. But on game day, this Army infantryman based in Texas can be found in the stands standing up for his favorite cheerleader. Andre Simmons went viral for cheering along with his daughter.
Did the military teach you those dance moves?
No, ma'am, they did not.
His 15-year-old daughter, Jaslyn, taught him.
Oh, down, Wildcat fan.
And now he's earned himself a nickname.
Oh, well, I'm number one cheer dad. I am number one cheer dad.
He's cheer dad of the century. He's a one-man pep rally, say fans. He says he does it to spend time with his daughter and make up for being away from his wife and 5 kids while on military duty.
Joining them in the things that they love.
And do they love it? They're not embarrassed, right?
At first she was embarrassed.
But now she's totally into it. They maintain eye contact as he shows off his moves and she displays
a smile from ear to ear the entire time.
Cheering on the Wildcats, Dad has become a cool cat.
And then, hey, cats, let's go. You got it?
One more time.
There's nothing like an Army infantryman armed with pom-poms to cheer us up. Ginny Mose, CNN, New York.
Isn't that too cute? Like, I can't imagine my dad doing that for me. Do you used to do any sports when you were in high school? Or?
Back in high school, I was also a cheerleader, and I remember all of the
That's
fun.
amazing.
Yeah.
Well, with that, that's all for tonight. Tune in next week. I'm Amanda Pereira.
And I'm Olivia Wright with your latest news.
Be sure to keep up with us on our socials and tune in tomorrow at 5.
NewsWatch Ole Miss, where we keep it live and keep it local.